What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Brian Zeraman. So today it is about 8 a.m. in the morning. It is a Sunday and we are doing an install on my girl's charger. We did bring it to a mechanic shop where they are going to be working on it. So we do have the guy who owns this car right here. They are putting it on lowering springs for us, but check it out, check out his build. It goes crazy. Destroyer gray as well as my girl's car. We do have it back there. They are getting ready to put it in the shop. I'll show you the process of it a little bit, just so we don't want to be in their way, but we do have my girl's charger over here. I'm gonna show you guys real quick what it looks like, and it is in for H&R spring. So if any of you guys want to do it, we will show you guys for a little bit. But here's another Challenger they got. Here's my girl's RT. It's a little dusty, but bear with it. Go follow her on Instagram, no cap. So this is how the rear sits right now with the wheel gap. It is on 245, so if any of you guys want to do the H&R springs, it is a 245 wheel setup. The front, this is what the gap looks like. It's not as bad as the back, just because the front always sits lower, but we did go with the H&R kit. Is looking crazy. All right guys, we'll show you guys what the H&R springs look like real quick. Typically what it looks like, you guys. Delete your number. So right now we are currently going to be doing the lowering springs. Her next mod after this will be upgrading these tires, because they are 245s, little baby tires.
A few moments later.
And what is that? That holds the
subframe. So this
okay.
is your subframe on this side right here. So this kind of drops down the whole entire assembly of your rear on your right side. So that way, when this drops down, you don't really have to take off a lot of the other parts on here. So you can just get the spring out of the way and put the new spring in, and that's just basically it's your main assembly that's holding all the suspension right here. The arms, the links, your strut. That's pretty much it.
For sure. Springs out. Got one spring out. Shit's low-key heavy.
Got your H&R lowering spring here for the rear. You got a big difference automatically.
Yeah, in height.
Just in height, you're gonna have a big difference in the travel. So the way it goes up and down, it's gonna be somewhat stiff, but it's gonna feel smooth. Because the tension on these lowering springs aren't as stiff as the tension you get in these lowering springs. So that's where the upgrade's at.
For sure.
On the difference between the size as well. Put that back like that. Move back to lower. Same ideal. Follow the coil going in until it stops. Just reinstall it. And it's kind of tricky because you got make sure when you fit the boot back in there, this goes towards the inside of the car, to facing the axles. This is the outside of the car.
All right.
one spring in. And you jack up the subframe so you can get those long ass bolts back in. Those right here. You got the rear side by the bumper, and then you got the one in front of the wheel.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
And now they're purple.
Yeah. So pretty much for the front, of course, we're taking off the 3 13mm bolts on top. Well, nuts, better yet to say, that hold the strut tower here.
Okay.
And once you do that, there's only 1, 2, 3 main pieces you want to take off in order to take off the strut on the front. So this is going to control your arm. In order for this to release, it's an 18mm, and you have to let it go prior to even taking off your sway bar in link, and then removing the bottom bolt that's in the that holds the shock as well, that strut. You want to take off that first, and then of course you want to take off the end link. So now you have movement in order to move this around. But you got to keep in mind, I mean, if you're experienced on how to move all this suspension work, you can do it, unless you need a second pair of hands. If this is an entry level for you, man, definitely you would have to have someone hold this arm, because this is tending to want to give tension to pull back. On top of, you have the brake line, which is really dangerous. You don't want to put so much tension on the brake line, because that can easily just rip. So that's the reason why I say you would, if you're new to this, definitely want to use 2 people to do it. But other than that, once this is off, this arm's able to just pull out without giving too much movement to either your bushings on your lower end and the brake line. And then that strut just falls out. You're gonna have to wiggle a little bit just to get it out, because it is pretty tall for it to sit back in there. But now with the new lowering springs, it gave me like maybe 1.5 inches less of a travel to get it in there. So it was easy putting back. But other than that, that's pretty much it on the front end. I mean, I showed you guys how the rear is done. But this is where it's at now, and all we have left is just to torque them down, make sure everything's on there, you know, take accountable what bolts I removed, and slap the wheels.
For sure.
And then get it on the ground, man.
And this is the spring in the front.
That's the front, yeah. Pretty tall.
Pretty quick install for you.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Try to get it as fast as possible, you know, but I want to see it on the ground. That's what I want to see. I want to see the big difference on this. So.
Oh yeah, I want. We're all waiting for that.
Hell yeah. Definitely stay tuned, guys.
For sure.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Ooh. It's looking clean, but it still got to settle in a little bit. But okay. Fuck.
This is the way they should come out in factory.
For real, this stance is looking crazy, and that's on 245. That's 245s right there. And Tony did his thing.
Alright, so last tip. So the only reason why I didn't tighten these in the beginning, once I installed the springs, is you want to have actual these on car weight. So you want to have them when the car's on the ground, so you know that it's flat, there's no movement, and you can torque these down afterwards. And that's how you do the top hat with these last bolts, because a lot of people tend to want to tighten them in once they have the actual strut inside. You can, but you're going to get some type of movement. Okay. So you don't want to have that. You always want to do it afterwards. So we'll tighten these out right now.
For sure. Car's starting to look a lot better for sure, though. Let them know where they can find you at, Tony.
So we are, of course, here in Merced. Okay. And you can definitely hit us up at Royalty VIP is our Instagram. Okay. Or you can contact me at TonyMo_RT. That's my IG page. Or you can contact my partner as well, Chris, at Yeti.16.
For sure.
Hit us up on either our personal pages, but definitely if you want to book an appointment to get lowered or get bag set up or whatever you want, down to even classic cars, man, hit us up at Royalty VIP, man.
For sure.
Check out our YouTube channels too.
Yep, I already got you on that one. You guys gotta stay tuned for mine, and I am putting H&R springs as well on mine, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But look, this looks crazy, you guys. Look at that. These are all 245s for any of you guys that want to know. So they are 245s, you guys.
I got the Evolve management kit from AVS. I got the ABS tray, so you got the 2 black compressors, the 480s, I believe. Yep, the 480Cs. You got the black tank in the back. All of this is interchangeable in color. You can mismatch it to however you want to have it for your theme. The same thing, the way I did my custom epoxy floor.
Crazy.
I tried to match it to the Destroy Gray somehow. Yeah, and I did some marble spraying on there with black and silver, so it gives it that marble effect. I have another table that I have at the house, but that's for the my passenger side. I have that, so when we go to the shows, just kind of show everybody what we do, what we offer. At the full-on bolt-on kit that we do, you can either do hard lines and no hard lines, and just keep everything kind of like the black airline that you normally have with air suspension, or you can do like for show quality stuff like this. You know, these are all hand bent by my hands. I did it all, measured everything. It gets pretty intricate, you know, when you do air suspension stuff. But not everybody's the same. People want to just have basic, you know, tuck away setup, or they want to have show setup. So you can go either way and still freaking ride pretty smooth. So.
Yeah. And this is how his car is sitting low right now. Is it all the way to the ground?
All the way to the ground.
For sure.
I even took off the bump stop that it has inside the shock. It's like almost like a 2.5 inch bump stop that's foam. I took that out, so it gave me that much more lower to sit into the car.
And he's sitting real nice. Shit. It's a clean build. Alright, you guys, so this is the guy who's doing my girlfriend's RT on Loring Springs. Check him out on IG and on YouTube, Raptor RT. This thing is sitting down to the ground. Look at that shit. Wheels are tucked in. Has the clean ass stance. Tony RT on Instagram. Louver. Look at the little details right there. Things clean. Raptor RT on Instagram and on YouTube. You guys make sure you guys check them out.
All my baby come through. It's a spaceship, I got stars on the roof. Knew me in the past and now you say I'm brand new.